G'day, ladies and gents. I'm Chaz Hogan, Australian journalist, and it's my honour to award the 2029 Welsh Player of the Year. Now, without any further ado, the winner is, for the fourth time on the trot, the new King of Wales. It's Damien Allmark. Hi guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to Season 11, Episode 11 of The Impossible Dream with Bala Town, and today it's all about the Wags. We face Barry Town in the Welsh League Cup semi-final, and then Colwyn Bay in the Welsh Cup. I think it's fourth round, maybe fifth round, whatever our second round is anyway. But we have to begin with Damien Allmark, the new King of Wales, 4 times in a row Welsh Player of the Year, and a little bit of a, we sniped him, but Marcus Wade, second. He did, of course, most of that the season he was at FM20, but first and second for Bala Town players in Welsh Player of the Year. Excellent stuff, Damien Allmark. What a star he is. Now, we do have a little bit to catch you up on since last episode off the field, and that is with the transfer window open. Bristol City have made a bid for Ryan Burke, and I'm not going to stand in his way. It's $250,000. He's 29 years old. He had made noises about wanting to leave to find a new challenge. So I'm going to let him leave if that's what he wants. He's been a really good player for us. He's another one that's going to come up just short of his testimonial. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. He does have a contract that would have taken him basically to the end of his career with another 3 years. But yeah, we're not going to stand in his way. If he wants to leave, he can go with our blessing, and like I say, he's been a wonderful player for Bala Town, and we will look to get him back at some point in the future, hopefully as a coach. There hasn't been there's been a lot of bids coming in for our players, but nothing that's sort of caused a problem as of yet, so that's a positive. And if you're wondering what this is, it's the right back that we did have on loan for Manchester United. He didn't want to discuss a contract with us, so that's a bit of a pain. But we have 2 games to catch you up on since last episode, so let's have a look at those, starting with our league match against Bengal City. We took the lead through a well-placed Ryan Burke shot, and doubled our advantage just before half-time when Williamson and Buckley exchanged passes. Quinn played in Williamson for his second just before the hour, before Lee Goddard's cross found Williamson to complete his hat-trick. Then Quinn and Williamson combined again in stoppage time for his 4th. So we were just far too good for them in this one. Ryan Burke got himself a goal, and Tommy Williamson with the 4. We did go with the European formation with the more attacking wing-backs in this one, just to try and change things up a little bit, and it did work, to be honest. We looked quite good. So that's excellent stuff. Next game was against Aberystwyth Town. We took the lead late the first half when Billy Cameron's cross was chested down by Vukovic for Heinz Mackmeyer. And we secured the points just after half-time when Burke crossed for René Feld. So we controlled the game. I wouldn't say it was our best performance, but Big Mac and René Felge with the goals in this one. Again, we went with the European formation, giving sort of some youngsters a game time here in Dale Morgan. It was basically a Wags free side because we needed to keep the Wags fresh for our upcoming game here against Barry Town. And yeah, Felge and Mackmeyer up top did a good job, which is excellent. Now, we do have a game in between our 2 cup ties against Barry Town in the league. I'll play through that and show you the highlights. A quick update of the competitions here. We can see 21 games, 20 wins. We are almost double the points of next. It's actually a really tight race between everybody sort of below us. There's only 6 points between 2nd and 8th, which is exciting nonetheless. There's only 3 points back down to all the way down to 10th. So it's a really closely fought thing this year. But we do park the league to one side and we worry about the domestic cups, the Wags today. So let's go have a look and see what we're doing against Barry Town in this opening game. We are the favourites, which is excellent. If we go and have a quick look here, what we're expecting, you may have seen there actually the other semi-finalists, Cefn Druids and Connelly Town. Cefn, of course, are a professional team these days. We wanted to go back to this one, didn't we? Damien Broad is the coach at Barry Town, or the manager at Barry Town. Decent enough manager, an attacking, passing style of play is what we're expecting. This sort of formation, though, teams do tend to change a little bit when they come up against us. We might get more of a bus park. We can see there they're a little bit narrow defensively, but they do like to attack down wide areas. There's their passing network. and their key passes there as well. And this is the team of Wags that we're sending out to hopefully get the job done for us and take us into another final. It's Burgess, the usual goalkeeper that goes in this one. It's Robson, KDH, Evans, and McMenemy. Evans is beginning to develop nicely, which is excellent to see. It's York and Garmy in midfield. Garmy's development is still on the up, but it has slowed down a little bit. But he's still looking to be a decent player for us. It's Marcus Wade out on the right, Dixon and Davies with Allmark up top, the King of Wales. And we do have a relatively strong bench again. We don't want to muck around too much. Barrytown is a good team. Colwyn Bay in the next one. We can probably play a few more youngsters in that. So they have come out in the same sort of formation that we were expecting, which is good. Do we recognise any names there? I don't think we do. I don't think we have sold anybody to Barrytown recently either. All right, what do we want to say here? Pick up where they left off. We have been doing okay lately. Let's just say keep the run going. Hopefully we'll get some goals from Damien Allmark in this one. I've given him a little bit of a break in the league after his goalkeeping heroics, of course, last episode. Basically, just to try and freshen him up, let him have some time on the bench, see that he, despite being the King of Wales, nobody's above the law, and you still need to score strike goals as a striker. So hopefully, like I say, we'll get a good performance out of him here. And be able to kick on, but we'll wait and see on that front. A decent start here from the Wags, but no goals as of yet, and we start with a Barrytown throw-in. Can we win that? Not quite yet. Ball into the box, headed away. McMenemy's there, heads it down for Dixon. Dixon gets there. Can he combine with Allmark? We know they have a telepathic understanding. Here he goes, ball in. Allmark is there. It's not the best cross. It's headed away, lumped clear. Ben Evans is there, bit of a heavy touch, but he does what he needs to do. McMenemy has it, over for Garmy. Garmy for McMenemy. Down the line, mate. No, he goes back for Evans. Evans, will he use Wade? Go back in field, he does. It's KDH. We're keeping possession nicely here. It's coming along on highlight. There's Marcus Wade now. Can he pull it back for Allmark? He's going to go himself. It's off the post. Where's Allmark? It's slid in and Allmark. Oh, that's a lungy attempt by Allmark. The goalkeeper clears it in the touch for a line out. And here we go. Robson back for Sam York. York goes back there for KDH. It's there for Ben Evans. Is he going to play a ball in here? We've got Wade in a good position. Maybe a little bit too narrow as the Barrytown defence. There's a good ball out there for Robson. Cross in. It's there for Allmark. And the Allmark header. High, wide, and not so handsome. We've come straight back again. It's been a non-stop highlight, hasn't it? The last few minutes here. Barrytown lump it forward. It's there, picked up by Robson. Forward, he goes for Davis. Davis, what can he do? Goes past his man like he's not even there. Sean Davis draws a decent save from the goalkeeper. And we will have a corner. It's Wade to take it. Decent. Oh, into a good area. Headed away there by the Barrytown defence. Evans picks it up. Goes back to York, but that'll do it for the highlight. Let's give it another get creative. We're dominating the game. We do just need to find that breakthrough, though, don't we? We've got a set piece to defend here. Ball into the box. It is headed... Oh, he's offside, surely. Yes. Well worked, but definitely offside. They picked up an injury there. And Alan Thomas, I think, in the pre-game press thing, was their sort of top goal scorer, danger man. So that's a bit of a bonus for us there. Throw in. Robson has it into Dixon. Dixon finds himself a little bit of space. Ewan Dixon. Oh, he did all the hard work and then whiffed the shot a little bit, didn't he? Another throw in. Robson for York. Sam York tries to switch play. Good ball to find Evans. Evans in for Garmy. Garmy, you look at the space. Griffin McMenemy's in out there. He finds him. Can he get across into the box? Allmark is lurking. He goes back infield for Garmy instead to Dixon. To Garmy. It's there for Wade. Wade tries to place it. And only just past the post. We've got about 5 minutes before half time here. We'll tell them to demand a little bit more. And, well, it's one of these where we've dominated the game, but, are we going to get into half time still scoreless? Dixon goes back to Ben Evans, to York, to KDH. I was going to say, what if we should be exploiting the flanks, but I don't necessarily think we should, because we're finding sort of space all over the field. We just need to... It's just that last ball that's not quite going for us. Now, they've intercepted that. Garmy's there. Garmy wins it back excellently. Now, can he play in Allmark? Allmark is lurking. Can Garmy pick him out? We've got a man at the back post too in Davies. Pick out your crossmate. It's there for Davies. It's down for Dixon. It's blocked away. And so Sean Davies passes it into an empty net. A second minute of stoppage time goal. We do take the lead right on the stroke of half time. It may even be the last kick of the half. Dan Garmy did so well. One possession, picked out the cross, nodded down there by Davies to Dixon. His shot was blocked, ricocheted out for Davies. A little bit of luck. Goalkeeper's the complete wrong side of the goal. But there we go. I think we earned that luck through the half. The Wags 1-0 up and just 45 minutes away from a second consecutive final. Let's assertively guard against complacency, boys. You've dominated that half. You've looked really, really good. But it is just 1-0, of course. Anybody else here who's not playing particularly well? A little bit more please from you, Griffith McMenemy. He's not a natural right back. But he can do it. So that's the reason he's out there. He's got decent crossing. Of course, Murphy and Gosney have now left the club, which is sad, but, you know, they both wanted to leave. So we're not going to... A little bit like Ryan Burke. I'm not going to stand in the way of the former greats who are useful. They would have both still been useful players. Certainly Murphy, I think we showed in Europe, he was more useful than Gosney. But I'm not going to stand in their way, particularly if they're not Wags qualified, which Gosney was, but he wanted to leave. Murphy and Burke obviously aren't Wags qualified. Here we go with Dixon. Back there for Garmy. Garmy, crossfield ball. It's a good ball. Robson's there for Davies, and Davies doubles the lead early in the second half. Just a little bit too good for them, weren't we there? Dan Robson with the assist. Good to see the youngster getting himself involved in a goal. And there we go. I should say, if you're not quite unsure, or you're unsure of what Wags qualified means, Wags, of course, thanks to Mr. Ryan Moss, it is Welsh Academy and Ap Gareth players. So it has to be players that have come through a Welsh League Club Academy, so not Swansea or Cardiff, Welsh League System Academy, and also Ap Gareth, because everybody loves Ap Gareth. So there we go. Speaking of Ap Gareth, actually, I wonder if we should be bringing him on for Marcus Wade. We'll keep Wade fresh for challenges ahead. And go from there. Barry Town have possession. Kendrick brings it forward. Can we win that back? Oh, Sam York pounces. He finds Allmark. Can Allmark go himself here? He unleashes! And Damien Allmark almost with a stunner. But not quite to be. It's a Tommy Williams special, that one, isn't it? Out of the... who was that game against? Bengal City, wasn't it? Where he got his couple of stunners there. Anybody else on the bench we want to give some game time to? We probably could give Curtis Owen a game. We'll rest Sam York. And do we want to give the youngster Burgess a game? We probably do, don't we? We'll give Allmark a little bit more time here. Burgess, I think, will play against Colwyn Bay, so we might actually leave Allmark on and keep Burgess fresh for that. Demand a little bit more. It's 2-0. A third goal would, of course, seal it, I would imagine, but at 2-0, we're relatively comfortable. It's been a really, really good Wags performance, that, hasn't it? They've barely threatened us, and the Wags are going to another final. Excellent stuff by the youngsters. Well, not all youngsters anymore, I suppose, are they? Some of them are getting towards their mid-20s now. It just makes you feel old, doesn't it? Well done, boys. You're in the final. Congratulations. So a comfortable win for Bala Town, 2-0. Now, of course, there is a risk with Allmark's goals drying up. He may not get his 5 Welsh League players, Welsh Player of the Year awards, which would be devastating. We're having a look for the national team for Griffith McMenemy, KDH, Ewan Dixon, Sam York, Marcus Wade, Damien Allmark, and Sean Davies. So there's almost a Welsh team there of Bala players. So that would be nice, wouldn't it? But anyway, guys, wait right there. I'll play against Barry Town in the league, and then we'll be back for the Wags, the return in the Welsh Cup 4th round against Colwyn Bay. Dufford, do you think 9 million is enough for Vukovic? Hang on, mate. Hello? Welsh FA? How can I help you? You're moving our 4th round Welsh Cup tie with Colwyn Bay? Alright. Why is that? What? We're playing the League Cup final instead? Jesus Christ, guys, thanks for the notice. Dufford, quickly, mate, take my suit to the dry cleaners. Alright, welcome back. A small change of plans. We are going to be playing the Cup final against Clonelly Town instead of the Welsh Cup 4th round, because apparently that's what's happening. So wasn't expecting this, but it is a cup final up now. Now, before we get to that, there's a few things to catch you up on that have happened off the field since last episode. First up here, we can see as part of our bid to improve the standard of Welsh football, we've given Simon Tate to Cefn Druids. I didn't get a fee for him. He's a good striker. He's an amazing striker at Welsh League level. We have no sell-on, so if they can sell him on for a profit, then they will get to keep that as well. He's a very good player. I fully expect him to come back and haunt us. But, hopefully, if Kevin George can get into Europe, maybe Simon Tate is the man that gets him into the next round. So that's a gift from me to Kevin George. And the other departure is that Ryan Burke has left for Bristol City. So he's been a wonderful player for us. We didn't get as much as we could have got, $250,000, but he's been a wonderful, wonderful player for Bala Town, and hopefully he'll go on, have a good career, the rest of his career, and we'll get him back when he hangs up his boots as a coach at the club. I'd really, really like to try and do that if we can. Now, there is one other thing to catch you up on, that is, of course, the league game we had in between these two cup ties against Barry Town. Let's see how we did. Rene Feld gave us an early lead. And we were 2-0 up inside 10 minutes thanks to Momit Kusic. Vukovic played in Felge for his second, before Olmark made it 4 at half-time. And Yamaguchi got our 5th in the second half. So there we go, we went to a sort of more aggressive version of the European formation with the number 10. That's what I have been doing in the past as well. We've played that in the league. And we absolutely ripped them a new one. Felge with a double, Kusic with a goal, Olmark and Yamaguchi with the penalty there in the second half. And it was job done. Now, we are getting very, very close to winning the league, because had things gone our way in that one, apparently we would have won the league. So the split has happened. The New Saints have just got into the top half split. But I do believe they have sacked Rusco, so he is gone. We've got a caretaker manager in charge right now. Now, why would you just not give him the job? We have had, of course, club favourite Henry Jones linked to the job. Hopefully, well, he won't. I'll move heaven and earth to stop him going there. But yeah, that's interesting. They have TNS have sacked Scott Rusco for the second time, which is, sad, isn't it? All right, let's have a look at what we're doing here. We are the favourites for this game against Clonelly. Now, they did, last time we played them, take a point off us this season. They've ruined our perfect season. Luke Berry is their manager, and a good manager he is as well. There's definitely been an improvement, hasn't there, in the standard of the managers since we started the series. So that's good to see. They're an adventurous, direct style of play. Not that one. This one, we can see here, we're expecting them to come out in this sort of a formation. You can see from the heat map here, very, very narrow. They do like to attack in wide areas, though, but surely we can get down the sides of them. Passing network, there it is there. They're key passes as well. And this is it, the team of Wags that are going out there to hopefully, and Wade's picked up an injury. When did that happen? I completely missed that. So that's going to mean Gareth comes in to start, and that's going to mean on the bench, let's get, who do we have on the bench here? We can get on Daniel Owens, probably. I think Baker played a friendly, didn't he? Baker. Oh no, Baker's okay. So let's get Baker on there then. And there we go. All right, so this is the Wags that are going out. It's pretty much the same team, just with one change now. So it's Burgess in goal. It's Robson, KDH, Evans and McMenemy. It's York and Garmy. Gareth comes in to play down the right with Dixon and Davies. Olmark goes up top. Let's see if we can bring home a trophy. All right, and here we go. Here are the lineups for the game. We're at the racecourse ground, so we should know this one. This is, of course, our European home. We should have a home ground advantage here, surely. They're matching up man for man, though, with us. What do we want to say to this? Pick up where you left off. Boys, just relax. Go out there. Put on a display. And let's see if the Wags can win a second consecutive trophy, of course, having won the Welsh Cup last season. And here we go. Here we go. Certainly not the crowd that we would get. Hopefully we'll have a bigger crowd when we face Manchester City there in a couple of weeks' time. But yeah, interesting choice of location for the final. Here we go. Here we go. It's a Clonelly Town throw-in. Edwards there for Montford. Can we get a foot in here somewhere, boys? Can we win this? We're not going to go behind in the final, are we? Oh, it's a good block. But the rebound does fall back to Christian Cornell, and we find ourselves 1-0 down early on in the final. Now, the good news, of course, is that it gives us plenty of time to mount a comeback here. The bad news is that we're 1-0 down in the Welsh Cup final, or Welsh League Cup final. It's a good block initially, isn't it? It's Ben Evans there, and it's a little bit unlucky. Goalkeeper obviously going to save the first shot, and there wasn't too much he could do. We are exploiting the flanks. So that's okay. We'll give this a get creative here in a second. We're already looking nervous. That's not ideal. And here we go. It's a Bala Town, hopefully highlight. Sam Evans almost caught in possession there. Does okay, though, in the end. KDH, he goes across for Ben Evans. Evans looks wide there. It's not the best pass. Have we forced that a little bit? Maybe we shouldn't be looking to exploit the flanks off of that. It looked like a forced pass, didn't it? Ben Evans does well to win that. Sam York, can't quite get there. We're putting decent pressure on them, but I do wonder if we just take it off, exploit the flanks. We make them go back. It's becoming a bit of a long old highlight. Can we win this back? There's a ball we should be able to win. We challenged for it, but it's still with Canelli Town. There it is. Allmark pouncers. Allmark is in here. Can Damien Allmark find the finish? He's not confident. Oh, when Allmark's confident, that goes in the top corner. When he's not confident, that's what happens. Robson throws it in there for Dixon. Back there for Davies, for Garmy. Good ball. Back for Dixon. Ewan Dixon's in. Oh, it's a good last-ditch tackle. And we have the corner. Dixon to take. Do we have Allmark or KDH lurking somewhere? It's headed away. Ap Gareth should pick that up. He does. Ap Gareth keeps possession eventually, and that'll do it for the highlight. Boys, let's give it a get creative here. Come on. Allmark is looking nervous. Yeah, you can tell. I think he's just a real confidence player, and when he's confident, he'll tuck away anything, and when he's not confident, well, that's what happens over the bar. Here we go, Ap Gareth. There's a good ball out wide for Davies. Allmark is lurking. Can he pull it back? He goes himself, and we're rushing things, and we're not looking particularly confident. Another highlight. And again, Garmy nicks it this time. Garmy for Allmark. Can Allmark compose yourself, mate? Compose yourself. He's done really... Oh, it's a penalty. It's got to be a penalty. Allmark has done really, really well there. Turned the defender inside out. It's a penalty. It's going to be... Who's number 36? Is that Denny Garmy? Was it Sam York? It's Ben Evans, the centre-back. Ben Evans! Ben Evans tucks it away. Oh, go on. The 16-year-old centre-back gets a fourth of the season. It's 1-1. And is that the moment that'll sort of spring us into action here? We'll tell him to concentrate. A good penalty from a young centre-back, isn't it? And Ben Evans, wonderful, wonderful stuff. I don't like this nervousness up front and in wide areas, particularly Sean Davies, because we don't really have another left-sided player we can bring on. That's going to get us to the break. Not the most convincing half of football the Wags have played this season. But certainly not the worst either. Well, probably it is the worst, actually. They've been quite impressive this year. Everybody's looking fired up. We'll give Davies and Allmark a little bit more time. And if they don't get their act together, we may have to look at changing the formation to make sure we have at least confident-looking players out there. They're all looking motivated now, so that's good. I've done a good halftime team talk for once, which is unlike me. We do have Buckley on the bench, who is really starting to develop nicely. Look at that. What a star he could be. And here we go. It's a foul in a decent area. Danny Garmy goes over to take it. It's a little bit too far out to shoot, is it? He has a go. Oh, Danny Garmy! That is absolutely stunning from our young attacking midfielder. What a goal that is from Denny Garmy. That is worthy of any final, and that is... Oh, it's almost unstoppable. I don't know if a young Buffon is getting anywhere near that. That is a stunning free kick from Denny Garmy. We're 2-1 up in the final, and suddenly it's looking very, very good for us. Let's demand a little bit more. Maybe we shouldn't be still attacking. Zach Littlemore, formerly of our academy, comes onto the field. Here he is now on the ball. It's a good block away there by... I didn't see who that was. Was it Davies back there? It was. Dixon gets forward. Dixon has a go. Oh, straight at the goalkeeper. And it is unnecessarily lashed up into the stands for the corner. All right. It is Dixon to take. Do we have someone at the back post ready to seal this final for us? It's headed away. Can Ap Gareth get to that? No, he cannot. And it's Allen that brings it forward for Clonelly Town. We should probably go off attacking, shouldn't we? We're winning this game. It's a lungy, good tackle there from Sam York. Breaks up the counter-attack. And we do come straight back for the throw-in. Little more to take. Montford has it. It's a bit of a loose pass, but it is the end of the highlight. All right. Come on, boys. Let's give it a concentrate here when we can. Do we need to just start slowing it down? We're in a final. We should probably be sensible here, shouldn't we? Slow it down. Waste some time. Are we about to find ourselves lifting the cup? We didn't even know we were playing in a cup final today. And are we about to lift it? It's a corner. Dixon takes it. It's decent. Evans is there. Allmark is offside. He had a goal disallowed for offside. And there it is. There it is. We have won the League Cup final. Aussie, congratulations, mate. Another trophy. Must be delighted. Yeah, look, thanks, Chaz. I mean, obviously, a little bit hard work tonight. Certainly wasn't as comfortable as we would have liked. They gave us a tough game in the league as well earlier this season. But I tell you what, Gami, didn't know you could do that, mate. Where'd that come from? What a strike, son. What a strike. Yeah, I mean, that's Gami strike, mate. Absolutely spectacular. It's good to see the Wags really kicking up now. That's 2 in a row, hopefully. We'll make it a League Welsh Cup double this season, and the Wags can do it again. But delighted for the fans, delighted for the players. Cannot wait to get back into action now. Well, it was a little bit tighter than we would have liked, but Danny Gami, what a goal, what a free kick, worthy of winning any final. We got away with one to their boys, but we did get away with it. So back-to-back triumph for the Wags. Excellent stuff. We lift the Welsh League Cup. We've got a little bit of money in the bank. Here's all the medal winners. Hopefully they are all Wags. I haven't fielded any eligible player. They might rule it off for that one if we've done that. But there we go. Another win. That is excellent stuff. 6 times in a row we've won that now. Haven't always had the best record in the League Cup, but we've done okay there. Danny Gami, I say again, what a free kick goal that was. And that is just about that. There's the summing up of the tournament. If you have enjoyed that, guys, please do hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. We'll be back next time as the league split has taken place. And I think what we'll do is we'll come back for, at this stage, Kilmarnock and the first leg against Manchester City. Iron Bruin Champions League knockout rounds. Does it get any bigger than that? And if there's a Wags game in between there, then we'll see what becomes of that. But the plan right now is Kilmarnock and City. So until then, guys, I've been Aussie Bill, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.